one of my absolute favorite events, Keith. We've done this 2 times now. We've done countless number of conventions. This is one of my favorites.
It is. It is really just complete fun in a box. This is just. It's. Can you hear me? Are we registering?
Yeah.
It's just complete fun in a box. It is just phenomenal what we do. And I thank the guys from the game for having us back for another year and not wanting to lock you out.
They actually were quite pleased with our very special game edition of our charity cosplay calendar. Which, if you guys need to come on out here and check us out, we're at our booth right next to the VisionCon booth, Brandon.
Oh yeah,
and
having a lot of fun over here.
As always.
Oh yeah.
You can never have too much fun at game.
Game is one of those conventions where you can really just kind of let loose, have a lot of fun, enjoy gaming, seeing all your friends. It's a very much more relaxed atmosphere, and you don't have to worry too much about the hectic bustle between different lines and all that stuff. You just sit down and play a game.
And joining us today, he joined us yesterday, he joined us last week. I don't care. I love him. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Mr. Mikey Mason.
Hey, let's talk about cat-based role-playing.
Are you having?
I'm kidding.
Oh no!
Are you having a good time?
I'm having a good time. I'm sitting right next to Mark Dodson. I'm talking. I'm holding up. I'm looking at Salacious Crumb. Mark Dodson, the voice of Salacious Crumb in several of the Gremlins and many other wonderful artworks. But I was sitting there looking at Salacious Crumb doll, and I started talking to him about how I had the Salacious Crumb action figure when I was growing up. And he goes, "So you used to play with me?" And I said, "You make it sound all dirty."
There is so many things to cover today, Keith. And in between that, we're going to try to have a little bit of fun. But you were just telling me we had all kinds of major news out of the continuing Marvel issue. That honestly, as a fan, there's a time and a place. I'm like, come on, get your stuff together. But I got to see the Jessica Jones trailer this morning, so I'm thrilled.
The full trailer? I
finally saw the full trailer for that. And you were telling me there was huge news coming out of the Marvel camp this morning.
Well, Joseph Loeb has already revealed, he's the head television guy, has revealed that he is not writing any more comics for Marvel, which sounds, kind of like a little thing. But in actuality, he's one of the top writers of comics. He's one of the best writers they've got. He's still heading up Marvel's television division.
Right.
So he's the overall head guy that everybody that produces shows like Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and Agent Carter and even all the Netflix stuff, they answer to him. Given the fact that everything's divided, I don't know. I know that the Marvel television stuff didn't go with Marvel Studios when it became an individual entity.
Right.
So they're still under the main Marvel banner. So for Joseph Loeb not to be writing anymore, that's serious business. Personally, as long as it really doesn't affect the quality of what they do, I mean, that'll technically make him a free agent. He might end up writing more DC stuff, maybe Superman and Man for all seasons type things. But I just, I think it's kind of sad if everything's falling apart the way that many fans seem to think that it is. So.
Well, that's what I said a couple of weeks ago was when we talked about the whole TV and movie split is that, it could end up having a great effect. They each go independently and do a lot of great things, or it's just going to stifle, one industry or another. And they're obviously, the rumor is they're putting $1 billion into the next Infinity War movies, so they're not going to get rid of their movie side of things. They're going to lose on it.
But that's what we were also talking about. This weird thing they've had going on, the push and pull, has resulted in the success they've had up to this point. Again, never let it be said that there aren't people in Hollywood willing to throw money at whatever. But the thing is that that's what I think has separated what their success has been, and not having a film that has been completely just at the box office and lost a lot of money versus films that have been very successful. So we're about to find out if this weird back and forth fighting between Marvel Entertainment and between Marvel Studios has probably been the best thing to happen to them, or if dividing it up could actually be the end of everything for them, So
No, I get you. I get what you're saying. We know that the movie side is handled by Disney, and Disney does it right.
Yeah.
And so I can't complain. People, griped about Star Wars being, obtained by Disney, and I'm like, well, look what they did for Captain America. All right, how many leaps and bounds above Red Brown was this? I'm just saying.
Points for the Red Brown reference.
I'm old.
So, and that gives me a great segue.
Let me guess. The Justice League Dark announcement.
Actually, I've got a Disney announcement that was announced this morning over in New York, and it's, to me, it's kind of a big story because 17, 18, 19 new movies were announced coming up in the next.
That was at Star Wars
7, 8, 9. And what's 7 plus 19?
Well, but there was enough of an announcement they actually changed some of their dates.
Unfortunately.
First of all, my brain doesn't work like this. This is why I don't work.
Here's the big thing. At what point is it a good idea to basically delay the next Toy Story movie in favor of the next Cars film? Look, I'm not the biggest Cars fan, but Toy Story, to me, is the out-and-out better of those two. Again, nothing against Cars. Cars was still better than anything that the Katzenberg era of Disney films, anything that he ever put out. But
I don't want to, I don't want to speculate as to why that might be, Joss Whedon, but I think that possibly it had to do with the writing, Joss Whedon, and and maybe if they had a different writer, Joss Whedon, on Cars, it would have been a much stronger franchise, Joss Whedon. And but I don't know who they could possibly Joss Whedon get to do that.
I don't know.
Well, and I think what it comes down to is I think Cars sells better with children, whereas Toy Story is kind of out of that generation at this point.
What?
As far as, toy sales and marketing and stuff like that.
Speaking of selling for children, and this is a story I literally found this morning.
Wait. The story is Warner Brothers and Justice League Dark.
Okay? That is the story.
That is the story. Because if Guillermo del Toro has not been hired to do this, then the big question is, who's going to get hired to direct Justice League Dark? And again, right now, that big yelp of excitement that you've heard, that's actor Matt Ryan, because he is the only actor now that looks like he may actually benefit if this thing goes through with Guillermo del Toro. Del Toro cast him as Constantine in his version. Okay? So,
by the way, perfect.
Oh God, yes.
No, nobody could have put Constantine better.
Perfect.
And I know that they're trying. I know
Says the man who actually cosplayed him.
I get the fact that he's doing the whole Greg Berlanti TV thing, but I've never been the biggest fan of watching Berlanti do his magic with Constantine as a character. I'm sorry. The writers of Constantine did a phenomenal job. That's not who Berlanti and his writing staff are. They just don't have the capability, in my opinion, to write the way that Constantine as a show. What made us love it is not what they're capable of doing. Okay? I saw what they did in Arrow, their first episode back. Okay? This is their dipping their toes into the whole thing, the mysticism thing.
That was actually my
as an
story.
action thing, it was all right. It worked.
Can you at least admit that you love the actor that plays Damien Burke?
I love him in everything.
Oh, yeah.
Okay? He's a phenomenal actor.
Neil McDonough is amazing.
Yeah, the dude rocks.
Yeah.
But it's not him. It's the fact that if you're capable of doing something that, that's like trying to get Katy Perry to write a song for kids.
No, to be fair,
going right now. Stop. Let me gestate for a minute.
That's brilliant.
Okay.
You got it.
I'm good.
You have to at least admit, though, that the premiere of Arrow Season 4 was miles better than anything they did in Season 3.
Yes.
Anything.
All right, now I haven't seen the premiere because
I'm not giving any details.
I'm fine. Look, it's my fault. I haven't seen it. But thank you for not giving me
Heathen.
There are other people.
And you call yourself a nerd.
I'm not going to cry about spoilers. I hang out with nerds. I think that. All right. Sometimes it's a little Super Bowl. And those are good things. You can't complain. But is it still superhero soap opera? That's all I care.
It's always going to be. It's
Yeah.
CW.
All right, no.
Actually, there was, and this was actually the first question I wanted to put out to the panel.
Does Guillermo del Toro?
Yes, he does.
And happy birthday, Guillermo.
So
And happy birthday, Scott Bakula, St. Louis.
we obviously know there's going to be a death.
Yeah.
And from my panelists, real quick, because we got a lot to cover.
Yeah.
Who do you think it's going to be?
Quentin Mike.
Yes. And folks, I forgot. I didn't get a chance to introduce Chris. Welcome back to the show, Chris. As always.
You saying Paul Blackthorne's coming back?
Yeah.
Keith?
That thing can't die, man.
Same boat I've had since season 1. A character that technically doesn't exist. Yeah.
Brandon.
My first thought was Felicity, just for what they're done, but
No! CW hot!
I've been leaning towards Diggle. I think Diggle's going to end up.
No! He's the only real badass on the show!
So,
With the Magneto mask.
I'm thinking that Mikey Mason's vote might be for Felicity. I don't know. So who do you think the death is going to be? I mean, and
you know what? I haven't really thought about it, but I heard Thea, and I'm all for Thea.
I mean, technically,
TV.
isn't this our first real death on the show? Real important death on the show?
No, her mom.
I don't really consider it.
Tommy was a
Tommy
good one.
Oliver.
Tommy
Yeah.
Oliver.
Not Tommy Oliver. What was his last name?
Merlin.
Tommy Merlin. Thank you. I don't know why
I didn't really consider those as important deaths per se, but you're right, those did happen. So now, and while we're still here at Arrow, I might as well just do a real quick flip over to Flash. And Mikey, I'm gonna let you go first, even though we covered it yesterday. I'm gonna let you hit it again today because I still think you're 100% right.
I loved it. I loved the writing. I loved the acting. I liked the spirit of the show. I did not like the special effects in the last episode. It looked like Adam Smasher was straight out of the Incredibles.
Thank you.
And but other than that, and I love the actor who played it. He's a great actor, well cast. I like the mask. I like the idea. I like the concept. I like the cheesy way that they made radiation fade in about 20 seconds to Barry Allen because it's a comic book, and I'm good with that. I don't want Barry Allen fighting Mr.
Neither do I.
And while we're here, I'm going to touch on this real quick because me and my son discussed this. In your opinion, and I'm assuming you guys have seen it,
Yeah.
Did they intentionally kill him?
He's not dead.
So he's not dead. No. It came across like they killed him.
Yeah, in an interview, he said that there's a lot of layers to the character, and they didn't explore that in the movie.
Right.
So there's no way that they're calling a twist on that. And also, in a promo for the next episode, Cisco does realize that there's more than one, basically.
So this is when they discover about the multiverse.
Yeah.
Yeah, Keith, I know you saw the House Orton jacket.
Yeah. We've been saying on a couple of shows how they could get past that. I'm still rooting for Alan Scott. They can't have Al Jordan on the show. Put Alan Scott in. I mean, look,
Who would you want to play that?
Anybody. Seriously.
Doesn't it? But would that actor have to be a certain age?
Somebody who could not play it, because I would want John Wesley Shipp to play Alan Scott.
Is it me or is that just brilliant though?
That would be a little awkward at this point.
But isn't it awesome casting though?
No, it would be great casting. It's just impossible to do it.
So you mentioned the Hal Jordan bomber jacket. Did you guys see the Green Lantern oath in the episode?
I missed
There's
that.
a billboard in the flashback when Oliver is running across the roof that says Coast City in brightest day and blackest night.
Awesome!
The money is
I
tight.
gotta go
It was
see that.
hilarious.
I gotta go back
They know how
and
to
see
get
that.
us to rewatch stuff.
If they're still dropping this stuff, they gotta have an angle on
They-
There
Al
will be
Jordan in
something.
there.
And it's gonna be, to me, it feels like it's the best kept secret out of that camp. 'Cause
No, it's not the best kept secret.
I mean, I don't know. I haven't heard about production of it.
I was hoping they would at least get around to doing a Green Lantern series, but we got the leftover show for that. So,
Legends of Leftovers.
Legends of Leftovers.
We still got to support that a little bit.
I love
So
that.
I'm supporting it right now. Legends of Leftovers.
I love the concept of it. 'Cause it's like I want Oliver to go in there and go, "Oh, Ray's alive and Sarah's alive. Tommy,
Yeah.
No.
Sorry, we couldn't go back
Well,
to that.
they have to have a villain somehow.
The only thing I'm